It helped, but it did not solve a lot of the issues.
Some Calgary charities say they've seen a difference in donations, but not enough to close the gap after the deadline for donors to include their donations in their 2024 tax return was extended due to the Canada Post strike. Brad Field is the CEO of the Homes for Heroes Foundation, an organization that aims to end veterans' homelessness, and says for his charity, the extension did help.
Typically, most of our donations come in at the latter part of the year, so that October, November, December, leading into the Christmas, and then they tail off in January, February, March. This year we saw a slight uptick, I think around 8.5% to 9% in donations because of the extension.
The charity receives donations through various modes, including mail, throughout the year. And while they saw a bit of an uptick in donations because of the extension, it hasn't completely fixed the damage done during the strike period, seeing an overall 12% drop in donations.
We found some of our donors just said, hey, we'll catch you next year, and they just forego sending us a donation this year.
The strike coming at a time when charities across the country were seeing declines in donations as more Canadians struggled with an affordability crunch. Other Calgary charities like Brown Bagging for Calgary's Kids say at this point it's hard to gauge if the Canada Post strike had an impact on donations.
We appreciate that it's a really hard time for folks here in our city with the cost of living continuing to go up, but as a community-funded organizations, we do really rely on our community to continue to show up for us.
They say they haven't seen an increase in donations despite the deadline extension, but say as our city grows, so does the need within it. Canada Helps, an advocacy organization for charity, says about $266 million were lost in donations during the period when Canada Post was on strike.
We will really understand the impact of the Canada Post strike and of course, the extension of the 2024 charitable tax donation deadline in the weeks and months and potentially even years to follow.
Donors are able to claim charitable donations they have made up until February 28th on their 2024 tax return. In Calgary, Edward Jan, City News.